How's it going? Hope you are well. Uh, Got to pack these things away for the move, and I figured I'd do a quick overview on them, or review if you want to call it that. It's been about 2 years since I picked them up off of Amazon, which I really do not recommend. I guess if it was in the States, it'd be different. If there's an issue, they come pick it up. But here in Canada, there's an issue with it. You pretty much have to. It's totally up to you to get it to the post office, and these things weigh about a ton. They're pretty heavy. If anybody doesn't know the history on these, when I originally got it in the boxes, dropped off to my door from Amazon, no damages to the boxes or anything, not even a scratch. But out of the box, that bottom driver there was frozen. After I took the driver out, I found the spider was good, the coil was good. It's just that when they glued the coil to the back of the cone, it was off to the side, and it basically made the coil go off to the side, and it was basically frozen. It was rubbing against the magnet. Once I carefully removed the cone from the voice coil, it's centered again. So at least I know they used shims when they glued it on the spider. So I re-glued it with the proper glue for speakers, and it's been good for ever since, and I've been driving the hell out of it. So it hasn't fallen apart, or it's not vibrating or anything again. So there was that. Other than that, the speakers sound amazing. There's plenty of bass. The ports on the back, which I'll show you, are ported properly. You can see that. Really nice ports. You don't hear any air rushing in and out of the speaker like you do on some of the cheaper ports, which is nice. What else can I say nice about this? They sound good. The bass is enough to rattle the windows. I like it where it's set up where you have double connections on the back, so you can basically separate the top from the bottom if you want to power the subs off another amp and keep the bookshelf type on the top on a separate amp as well. What I do find with these speakers, though, it's too much bass, way too much bass. Even with an EQ, what I would like is to have a switch on the back where I can disable one of the subs and make it where it's a powered sub. This one would be just basically going in and out from the air pressure from that one. It would be, powered. What would they call it? Sub-powered, or I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, yeah, what it would do, it'd make it easier for me to hear the mids and the highs, because it just sort of, there's so much bass, it just sort of drowns that out in certain situations. But other than that, they're good. And some of the bad things on these speakers, I think the biggest gripe I have is the fact that it's being held together. The quality control is not very good on these speakers. I'm still blown away that got through quality control without anybody noticing that and boxed up. I know for a fact that when they test or build these drivers, they tone test them to make sure they actually work. So they would have noticed that was frozen. Plus, when they put it in the box, I'm pretty sure they test the box as well. Whoever did the quality control on this line just didn't care. Just boxed it and sent it out. I don't like the fact that they're hot glued. Everything is hot glued. I mean, everything. This plastic cover on the front, that's separate, obviously, from the laminate on the sides and the press board. That's hot glued in. And one of the issues I'm having now is you can see some of the hot glue on top of there coming up. But there's gaps forming in certain spots of the speaker. And so the plastic is actually shrinking and warping. As you can see, it's a nice seam there, but when you get to the bottom, it's like massive down there. It's pretty bad. These surrounds on the front here covering the screw holes, they're also hot glued in. From what I've looked up, you would think that this is just a bracket that's hot glued in and it covers the tweeter. That's actually the whole tweeter. It's the whole thing. And it's not even screwed in. That's literally hot glued in. And you can heat this up and it'll just fall out. Some people have complained about these just falling out, which is hilarious. In the back, one issue I'm having is I've never actually tied any wires into these, so I've never had no reason to turn them. And these ones here are all loose and flopping around. Look at this. Yeah. I don't think they used Loctite on the screw on the back. So that plate has to come off, and I have to tighten those all up. It'd be interesting to see if there's any Loctite on it. This one's not bad. I think there was just one here that was loose. But they got to come off anyway. What I want to do is put a toggle switch here to disable one of the subs off the crossover. So I think what we're going to do for these speakers is I'm basically going to rebuild them probably this summer sometime after I move. We'll basically strip them right down and take out the crossover. See if we can't replace some of the cheaper components on the crossover with something higher end. See if it improves the sound. We're going to obviously go over all the drivers. I'm not a big fan of that mid-range. I do not like the sound of it. I know it looks nice with the face plug and everything else, but I just don't like it. I'm sorry, I just don't like it. My other speakers, the bookshelf, the mid-range in that one sounds way better than this one. And I can tell the difference. So I might experiment with, I might replace those and experiment with other types, see if it sounds any better. And I'm up in the air about the tweeter. I got plenty of tweeters better than that. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Depends what it's like when it comes apart. I was thinking like these plastic that's in the front of the speaker is glued on. Over time that will start to vibrate as the glue shrinks and loses, its gluiness. I would love to take that off, but I can see it being a pain. I would probably have to heat it up with a hairdryer or something and try and soften the glue and slowly pry it away from the box. We'll see. They're cheaper now, but when I paid for these, they were $1,200. I would not do that again off of Amazon. Only because I was totally turned off by that. And their customer service was, it was, I don't know, sketchy. And then all of a sudden they wanted my credit card. I'm like, no, dude, we're done here. But the only thing that hasn't fallen apart yet are the brackets for the bottom of the box. They've held up pretty good. They haven't bent or anything. The only thing you are going to want to do is you're going to want to put some kind of spike protectors, because of the weight of these speakers. When you move them around, they will leave a light scratch in the floor. Not like a deep scratch, but you'll just see it'll be just sort of a, I can't say it, an indent, put it that way. Yeah, so you might lose your security deposit in an apartment with wood floors. But I do have them, so I'm not worried about it. But we'll leave these speakers for another project. It'd be kind of fun tearing them right down. And I mean tearing them right down. All the wiring is going to come out and everything. We're going to totally mod them out. But I've had fun. When I'm done with it, the only thing that's going to be hot glued will be these surrounds. Because it just makes it easier for them to pop off so you can get access to the screws. But I don't see why they had to use hot glue on this plastic cover. They probably used it on the ports as well, which we'll check out. And that tweeter there is not serviceable, so that's just retarded. Plus, I'm dying to see what I've seen the crossover through the hole, but it's about the size of a Kleenex box. It's got some decent caps and that on it, but I think we can do better. But other than that, sound-wise, they've been fine. There's always room for improvement. So let's, not a bad speaker. I mean, if you can get them under 1,000 or even used, go for it. But I definitely wouldn't pay brand new for these unless they're delivered by the company themselves, because if there's an issue. Actually, I can show, give me a minute. I'll show you online some of the reviews and how these speakers have actually showed up at people's door. Yeah, like this guy here, I feel sorry for. It's a bad experience. If they would have showed up at my door like this, I would have been pissed. But they were so, and this is from Amazon. And look at that. It's a total write-off. That's just bad. Other than that, not too many complaints. Another bad one there. guess it showed up in one piece. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to share was the speaker box. The actual design of the box itself is, I don't like it. If you're one that likes to use, say, super tweeters, or just, if it's in the living room and you like to put plants on top of your speaker boxes or put anything on top of these boxes, you're shit out of luck. The design is dumb. I'm sorry. I mean, it's like the person that designed these things doesn't even know anything about speakers and people that use them. But what they should have did from here to here, they should have made it level. So that way you have a base to put something on top, like a super tweeter, and then tapered it off at the bottom. But they tapered it off here and there. So anything you put on top here, like which I've had stuff up here, you have to Velcro it, basically. It's kind of dumb. Really dumb design. But, the cabinets are nice and deep. Very deep. And it gives you some really, really deep bass because of that, the way the cabinet's designed. Kind of reminds me of some of the cabinets I used to make back in the day. Back in the 80s, I used to build my own speaker boxes, and they were about this deep. Mind you, they weren't tapered at the top. That's just dumb. Anyway, I figured I would share that before I pack them away, and then once I unpack them, we'll do a follow-up and start ripping them apart. And by the time I'm done, like I said, the only thing that's going to hot glue is the surrounds. Make access for the... I guarantee you the crossover is probably hot glued in the back of the box as well. I guess we'll see. Anyway, take it easy, guys.